Good day, students. My name is Christian Eliezer Bicotor, your science teacher. Mr. John Riglino, kindly lead the prayer. Okay? So, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and our Father who art in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who trespass against us. Do not bring us to the test, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father and the Son. Okay, so good morning. Miss Crystal, kindly check the attendance. Okay. No one is absent. Okay, that's good. And now, I am going to present to you a short video clip about a song entitled Plate Tectonics. Okay? It is a very nice song. Just enjoy and vibe with it. Okay?
Hey, the inner core of the earth is made. It's like a ball, nickel, iron encased. The outer's molten metal together size up the moon. See, metal from inside is 1, 2, 3. A stenosphere is soft in Greek means weak. The lithosphere, the crust, and they float on top. It's true. Plates collide, pull apart and grind, moving slow since the beginning of time. That's just what they do. The plates move. Wagner, Hess, and Wilson, they believe crossing slow motion. Plate tectonics prove. The plates move. A new theory. He was thinking about how the sea floor spreads. Earth plates and about continental drift. So then he took all combined. Wilson made a field he knew. Now the plates are floating, that was his claim. Yeah, rising currents helped him to explain. He's thinking as the plates move, they all grind, collide, and pull. Plates collide, pull apart and grind, moving slow since the beginning of time. That's just what they do. The plates move. Wagner, Hess, and Wilson, they believe crossing slow motion. Plate tectonics prove. The plates move. A new theory. Convergent boundaries pushing to divergent away, it's pulling on through. And transform, they grind and cut to move side to side. Plates collide, pull apart and grind, moving slow since beginning of time. That's just what they do. The plates move. Wagner, Hess, and Wilson, they believe crossing slow motion. Plate tectonics prove. The plates move. A new theory.
You have learned from our past lesson that the Earth lithosphere is divided into several segments called plates. And now, did you know that there are 7 major tectonic plates? One is the Pacific plate. Second one is the Eurasian plate. Next is the African plate, the South American plate, and the Antarctic plate, and lastly is the Australian plate. You have learned also that plates are gradually moving. So majority of the study of our researchers that plates are moving 0.60 centimeter per year to 10 centimeter per year. And now you know the reason why I ask you to watch the short video presentation about plate tectonics, because our topic for this day is a continuation to our last topic, which is plate tectonics. Our topic for this day is all about the different types of plate tectonics. So today I will be presenting to you a video presentation about the different types of plate tectonics. So
Hello students, welcome to Grade 10 Science Lessons. And I'm your teacher, Marian D. Soriano.
For today's lesson, we will discuss about the different types of plate boundaries. Examine the plate tectonic map. What do the arrows in the map indicate? Are all plates moving on the same directions? The arrows on the map tells the direction of movement of each plate. Each plate is slowly moving relative to each other, causing geologic events to happen along their boundaries. What are the different types of plate boundaries? What other geologic events could be formed by these types of plate boundaries? There are three distinct types of plate boundaries, which are differentiated by the type of movement they exhibit. We have convergent plate boundary, divergent plate boundary, and transform fault plate boundary. Studying plate boundaries is important because along these boundaries, deformation of the lithosphere is happening. These geologic events have a great impact not only on the environment but also on us.
Let's take a look briefly on each type of plate boundary.
Convergent plate boundary. When two tectonic plates move toward each other and collide, they form a convergent plate boundary, or also known as destructive plate boundary. As two plates collide, a collision zone is created, and one of the leading edges of a plate will be subducted and destroyed. That's why it's also known as destructive plate boundary. Divergent plate boundaries are locations where plates are moving from one another. It is also known as constructive plate boundary. As two plates move apart, it creates a zone of tension and form a gap where molten materials will emerge and solidify, forming geologic features such as volcanoes or mountains. Did you know? Most active divergent plate boundary occur between oceanic plates. Transform fault plate boundary. Transform fault plate boundary is also known as conservative margins. Plates slide past each other so that the relative movement is horizontal. In this type of plate boundary, no plate margins are being destroyed or formed. Rather, it forms mostly the shaking of the ground known as earthquakes. Did you know? The fractured zone that forms a transform plate boundary is known as transform fault. Most transform faults are found in the ocean basins and connect offsets in the mid-ocean ridges. Let's find out if you learned something from our lesson. Let's play a game. Can you guess? Can you guess which type of plate boundary occurring between African plate and South American plate? You're correct. It is divergent plate boundary. Let's have another one. Can you guess which type of plate boundary occurring between North American plate and Pacific plate? That is correct. Transform fault plate boundary. Let's have the last one. Can you guess which type of plate boundary occurring between Philippine plate and Eurasian plate? You are absolutely correct. It is convergent plate boundary. Very smart. To summarize what you have learned, there are three main types of plate boundaries. These are convergent plate boundary, divergent plate boundary, and transform fault plate boundary.
I hope you enjoyed and learned something today. This is Ma'am Marian Soriano. See you in our next lesson.
So, how did you find the video presentation? Have you learned something about different types of plate tectonics? Okay, so now I'll be asking to you, Mr. Emmanuel, what are the different types of plate tectonics? Okay? So, very good. And now, Mr. Audrey, kindly give the geologic events that could be formed in that plate, certain plate boundaries. Okay, very good. So, I guess that you have learned something from that video presentation. Okay, so now let's proceed to our next activity to let us enjoy and learn for this topic. Okay, so it is called a model scenario survey. Okay, class, this is very interesting since we are already in relationship, right? So grade 10 students are already in relationships. So I will be asking to you that who among you here is in relationship, or who among you here has a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Okay, so I will be asking to you to go in front, but now you are shy. Okay, just stay right there. And now, the next one is, who among you here has a boyfriend or a girlfriend but they've already broke up? Oh, okay. So, just stay right there. And the next one is, who among you here has a boyfriend or a girlfriend but they are having a, what you call that, a love quiz or an LQ? Okay, so just stay with or in your seats. So this is very interesting. At the same time, it is fun. Okay, so Mr. Audrey and your girlfriend, so both of you are in relationship. Okay, so you are belong to the a convergent. So why? Because two of you are subducting with each other. So it means kamong duha is nag-collide. Naman as ganda, you and I collide. Kamao rin makanta si sir, no? So next is you, Mr. Patrick. Oh, sus. Okay, kindly share about what your experience nga nung kabuwag mo sa iyong mga uyab. Oh, okay. So, RIP, better person will come at the right time, Char. So, nagbuwag mo. So, you are belong with the divergent boundary. So, what is divergent boundary? It is also known as a, like, you are separating with each other. So, what do you think will be the product if two of you are separating? So just like a divergent boundary, it causes a form of volcanoes, mountain ranges. Okay, so if I'm going to compare that to a relationship that is just like you, Patrick, na nagbuwag mo sa imong uyab, syempre pag kamong duha is magbuwag na adyoy mo tubo. So unsa man ang motubo? Ang tiyan, joke. So ang motubo is like ang kasuko. Oh, hate na ninyo ang usag-usa. So, sakto na taana. So let's proceed to the transform boundary. So Mr. Emmanuel, oh my God. Anong nag-away man taon mo sa imong uyab? Okay, so you're having an LQ or a love quiz. You are belong to the transform boundary. Okay, what is transform boundary? when two of what do you call that? Okay, so if convergent is colliding, divergent is like this, the transform is just like this. Okay, so you are near na magbuwag na mo, pero we're not comparing that, di na to palaw mo ayo sa relasyon, di ba? So in transform, the plate tectonics slide horizontally, and that is the reason why there is an earthquake. So nakakita mo ato sa San Andreas fault, no? It is a movie na I will recommend to you guys to watch that because intense kayo. At the same time, muna siya gitawag kung na mga predictions bitaw sa mga scientists. Okay, so I hope you have learned something from our model scenario survey, my dear students. So now, so are you ready? Okay, so Miss Ella, can you please give me the reason, or in your own words, what happened in the convergent boundary and what other geologic events could be formed by this type of plate boundaries? Okay, so I will be giving to you 10 seconds. Okay, jokes. Okay, answer the question. Okay, that's good. Makamausod mo basta gugma na ang hisgotan. So next is what happened in divergent boundary and what geologic events could be formed by this type of plate boundary. So I will be asking Miss Vian. Okay. Oh wow, grabe, as in your own words ma-describe to ninyo, no? Bright kayo magpartigugma. Okay, the last one is what happened in transform boundary and what other geologic events could be formed by this type of plate boundary. Miss Tumali, ka-bright ra ba kaayo niyo? Okay, so can you please answer to me? Oh, wow, so bright kaayo. So kini siguro tumali no, nakasuway na siguro ni siya og kanang nag-LQ kay maayo man kayo mo explain sa transform plate boundary. Okay, so guys, students, let's have a recap. So the first one is the convergent boundary. It is also known as the subduction. It is where two plates are colliding with each other. So atong i-compare manag-uyab. Okay, so example ani, ang kuan ani is geologic events that will be formed by this is depth trenches, which also result to earthquakes. The next one is the divergent boundary. It is where two plates are separating with each other. So atong i-compare ato ganina sa atong drama-rama serye nga nagbuwag ang manag-uyab. So the geologic events that would be formed by this is volcanoes and also mountain ranges. The last one is the transform boundaries, where two plates are sliding horizontally, and the geologic events that could be formed by this is earthquake. So like ang example ani is katong San Andreas Fault, a movie. Guys, I recommend na mo tan-aw mo ato kay nindot pod to siya. So maayo naman dahil kayo mo, no? So are there any questions, clarifications, violent reactions about the topic that we discussed? I hope you enjoyed our drama-rama series, or what do you call that, the model scenario series na atong gibuhat, my dear students. My dear students, for your assessment, utilizing the advancement of technologies, siyempre you are 21st century learners, you are tasked to create an infographics. I know sayon ra na ninyo kay mga maayo man mo gadgets, di ba? So I will give to you the instructions using a canvas or a vein gauge. They are applications, or you can also search them to Google. So magawas ra na sila dadto, magpili ra mo between this canvas or vein gauge. It is downloadable sa Play Store. you are tasked again to make an infographic, and you can choose what design or what are you going to what you configure with your infographics in order for it to be presentable. Okay guys, so salig kayo ko ninyo nga dali ra kayo mo makahibaw ani. So you can also use different templates to design your infographics. So here is an example of infographics. So ako ipakita ninyo, okay? So here is an example of infographics. Okay. So I know sayon ra ninyo guys because mga maayo and bright maning akong mga students, di ba? So as of now, I want you guys to make an outline of your infographics. You can pass it to me this morning. Okay, so I will give the criteria while you are writing the outline or you are making your own outline of your own infographics. So the criteria is the content is 30%, the clarity is 20%, the infographic design or styles is 25%, the creativity, the way you create or the way you are adding something that is that will be make your infographics unique, total 25%, a total of 100%. Okay, so I guess you are done with your sample outline of your infographics. You can just pass it to my table. Okay, just put right here. And now, my dear students, I guess it's already time. Are there any questions about this given project that I am tasking to you to do? If there is questions, you can ask me. Don't hesitate to ask questions sa inyong gwapo nga maestro. Gwapo kayo yung teacher, okay? For your assignment, guys, my dear students na may assignment. Okay, just continue working with your infographics. It's a prank, siyempre, medyo lisod-lisod yung infographics, no? So, you're given enough time to make it and para nindot sa inyong output. So, the submission of your output will be next meeting. And guys, be sure that the content that you are making with your infographics will relate to the 3 different types of plate boundaries and the geologic events that occurs in that certain plate boundaries. So just use your just use your creativity and critical thinking skills. Okay, so I guess we're done with our topic. See you again next meeting. Goodbye, class.